Let's start at number 10. Might as well start with, how about we just start with District 1? How about we just right off the top? The Stinnett West Texas Comanches clock in at number 10 in Dave Campbell's Texas football, and this is a team that I think maybe people are overlooking a bit. And one of those teams that when I talk about guys, teams that are on the rise, this is a program in West Texas that is on the rise. The Comanches under Coach Stephen Flowers have been fantastic. 7 starters on both sides of the ball are back. Most notably, their defensive end, Caleb Lantelme. This is a team that I think could be poised for a big time year. Keep an eye on their quarterback, Avian Cruz. They got to get out of a tough district. There's another team in their district that's ranked. But it's going to be very, very fun to watch. Keep an eye on Stinnett West Texas, the Comanches, clocking at number 10 in Dave Campbell's Texas football. Number 9, the Tenaha Tigers. Coach Robert Tamplin takes over this program and they could be in for a very big year, I think, even with a new coach. I think that with 12 starters back in the fold, a quarterback in Hayden Jenkins who threw for almost 30 touchdowns a year ago, plus an outstanding wide receiver there in Eric Smith, I think that this is a Tenaha team that last year we know that they were pretty young. I think they're ready to take that big step forward there in what I think is a winnable Region 3. Tenaha starts the year number 9 in Dave Campbell's Texas football. Number 8, how about this for a district bunkmate? The Garrison Bulldogs. Garrison is number 8 in Dave Campbell's Texas football, of course, coming from that same district as Tenaha in District 11, 2A Division 1. Coach Larry Prince is ready to roll. After a district title last year, they bring back 12 starters, most notably Sebastian Porter. And I've got to tell you, DeMarquay Foster has graduated, and he will forever be our funky president. But if Sebastian Porter wants to be our funky czar, I think we may be our funky prime minister.
Prime minister.
I think that Sebastian Porter, if you are...
Maybe our funky governor.
If you are unfamiliar with him, the numbers he puts up are stupid. Almost 2,500 yards and 43 touchdowns rushing. Another 150 tackles. This guy's all over the place. That Garrison Tenaha game is going to be a war. And probably, arguably, depending on what you think of another team coming up here in a minute, could be the favorite in Region 3. Garrison, number 8 in Dave Campbell's Texas football. Number 7, how about the runner-up from a year ago, the New Deal Lions clock in at number 7 in Dave Campbell's Texas football. We were so impressed with what Matt Hill and company did in 2018. We think they have a great chance to do it again. Now, they lose a number of key pieces. I don't think there's any doubt about that. They do bring back 11 starters, but it's almost none of the headliners, right? They lose Jet Whitfield. They lose, who is that massive wide receiver? Yeah, DK Blaylock. They lose guys like that. That said, I don't think this team's going away. And I think that when you take a look at Region 1, they're going to have a great chance to get out of it again. New Deal starts the year number 7 in Dave Campbell's Texas football. Number 6, back to District 1. Let's talk about the Panhandle Panthers. Coach Dane Ashley feels really good about his squad, and so do we. 11 starters coming back from a regional semifinalist a year ago. Houston Heck, their do-it-all running back linebacker, will be back. He's going to help take the pressure off this quarterback, this new quarterback in Cason Jones, rather. No, not Cason Jones. It's the other Jones boy. There's so many Joneses. Oh, Wesley Jones. Wesley Jones is probably going to step in at the quarterback spot for Panhandle. This is a team that, again, does have some holes to fill, and I think that Region 1 overall is pretty wide open, but I do think that Panhandle is going to be a team to be reckoned with. They start the year number 7 in Dave Campbell. 6. I had it right. 6 in Dave Campbell's Tech School. Trying to do too much. Number 5. Back to Region 3 we go, and the Region 3 champion from a year ago, the St. Augustine Wolves, start the year number 5 in Dave Campbell's Texas football. First and foremost, pretty cool to bring back your whole offense, and that's what St. Augustine does. Every starter is back, most notably their running back, TJ Thomas Davis, and their quarterback, Delmarquise Barnes. They are back and ready to have that 1-2 punch for this hard-hitting, physical St. Augustine team. They are the regionals. They were a state semifinals a year ago, the Region 3 champs. I think they will begin the year as the team to beat in Region 3 once again. St. Augustine starts the year number 5 in Dave Campbell's Texas football. Number 4, the San Saba Armadillos are number 4 in Dave Campbell's Texas football. Even with a new coach in Andres Aguirre, I think that they are not going to skip a beat. And you look at some of the playmakers they've got coming back, like Sean O'Keefe, like Eli Salinas. This is a team that I think last year was the hop and the skip, and this could be the jump. I love what this team has coming back. I think that if they can improve on defense, it's always been a bit of a bugaboo for them. If they can improve on defense, especially because you start looking, if they can keep their defense that they had last year and keep that rolling, I think they've got a great shot to get out of Region 2 once again. Saba starts the year number 4 in Dave Campbell's Texas football. To number 3 we go, and here's a spoiler alert. The top 3 are all in the same region. I bet you know which region it is.
Yeah.
Let's start with the number 3 team in the state. The Shiner Comanches clock in at number 3 in Dave Campbell's Texas football. And look, this is a team that, of course, has plenty of pedigree. This is a team that I believe with their running back Danye Taylor back in the mix, 10 starters overall for Coach Daniel Bodecker, taking over for Coach Stephen Cherney, who retired after last season. Their defense coordinator steps in, and look, that's the bread and butter for Shiners. They want to play defense, and they want to run the ball with Danye Taylor. They run through a very difficult Region 3, but I think they're one of the best teams in the state. Shiner starts the year number 3 in Dave Campbell's Texas football. To number 2 we go. It's the defending state champion Mason Punchers start the year number 2 in Dave Campbell's Texas football. Of course, the state champion from a year ago is ready to roll once again. Clay Clearner is going to be the guy to keep an eye on, the dotting the I of that running game for Mason. They also bring back, of course, the defensive MVP from the state championship game in Sloan Stultz that I know we have big-time expectations for. This is a guy in Sloan Stultz that I think could be in for a big year. Even with a new coach in Michael McLeod, we think Mason's right back in the mix. Mason starts the year number 2 in Dave Campbell's Texas football. Which leads us to number 1.
I wonder.
It's the Refugio Bobcats. The Refugio Bobcats start the year number 1 in Dave Campbell's Texas football. Coach Jason Herring's squad, I think, is still stinging a little bit from last year's team. You talked with him, in that loss to Mason. In a regional semifinal. I think or regional final rather. I think they feel like they could have had that one.
They said he says that we've hit the weights harder than we've ever had since I got here.
That is scary.
Which is crazy because they're known for their size and physicality. But he said he was so impressed with how Mason dominated the line of scrimmage against them that they don't want that to happen again.
14 starters back, including 8 on offense, which I wonder if they're just going to keep rolling with that with the spread. I know they tinkered with a flex bone offense last year. I think they're going to keep with the spread. Quarterback Austin Ochoa and running back Isidro Mascoro. The defense has 6 starters back. Refugio, it's easy to see why they are the number 1 team in 2A Division I in Dave Campbell's Texas football. Of course, expanded rankings in the 2019 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas football with its newsstands the first week in July, or you can have it mailed directly to you at texasfootball.com/insider. Let's go to 2A Division II now, gentlemen. And you know, it was funny because I was building the graphic for this yesterday, and it's like, so I think there's a favorite. The number 1 team in the state, which we'll get to in a moment, I think is a favorite. I'm looking at the top 25. I think I could see the top 15 winning it. Really and truly. I love our number 1 team. I want to be clear.
Right.
But
there's a lot of question marks.
It's really deep.
Yeah.
It's a really deep year.
Yeah.
Let's start with number 10. How about a team that won a state championship just 2 years ago? It's the Muenster Hornets start the year number 10 in Dave Campbell's Texas football. Coach Brady Carney's team, look, they lose a fair amount. Okay, they lose Cody Walterscheid, who's off to Oklahoma State. I feel like the defense is going to lead the way for this Muenster team, especially early. Lane Trubenbach and linebacker Zach Sanders leading the way. They need to figure out a little bit of offense, but they do have an outstanding quarterback, or wide receiver rather, in Danny Lutmer. We got to know who's playing quarterback. But at the same time, Muenster, I don't think they're going away. You can really set your watch to a Brady Carney coach team. Muenster start the year number 10 in Dave Campbell's Texas football. Number 9, the runner-up from a year ago, the Gruver Greyhounds, are number 9 in Dave Campbell's Texas football. 12 starters back for Coach Terry Felderhoff's Greyhounds. Most notably, Jalen Conyers, who was that star wide receiver they had last year. He is going to move to quarterback for the Greyhounds this year. And they've got a number of other playmakers that they feel really good about. The defense could lead the way early while the offense tries to figure out exactly what pieces they have. But up there in Region 1, I think they're going to have a shot to make it out of Region 1 once again. Gruver starts the year number 9 in Dave Campbell's Texas football. Number 8, from Region 1 to Region 4 we go. Number 8, the Burton Panthers. Jason Hottie leads his Panthers into 2019, coming off of a district championship and a regional semifinal appearance with 11 starters back, including Cash Callahan, their quarterback, who's going to take the reins, and he's got that kind of big playability that can break out. Look, they lost some key guys. Okay, they lost DeMondrick Winters, and guys like DeMondrick Winters do not grow on trees. But I really love what this Burton team does have coming back. I think they've got a chance to once again get out of, make a deep run there in the playoffs, maybe even get out of Region 4. Burton starts the year number 8 in Dave Campbell's Texas football. Number 7, it's the Wellington Skyrockets. Wellington starts the year number 7 in Dave Campbell's Texas football with a new coach at the helm as Greg Profit moves over from Goldthwaite to take over this program as Wade Williams retired after a long time. This is going to be a team that I think has plenty of playmakers. They have some rebuilding to do, especially on the defensive side. But I love what they've got in John Holcomb, a two-way star up front. I think they've got a number of they're always going to have a little bit of size up there at Wellington. Skyrockets, if they can find a couple of game-breaking athletes, a couple of guys to tote the mail, I think Wellington's got a chance to be really talented. Wellington starts the year number 7 in Dave Campbell's Texas football. Number 6, well, to get out of that region, they're going to have to get past the Albany Lions. Coach Denny Faith, once again, is going to have an outstanding team, and I think that this is a team that there's going to be a lot of attention paid to quarterback Ben West, and Ben West is great. But I do think that the reason that they could be really, really special is the defense. 7 starters back from this defense, led by their defensive lineman, Tyler Beard. I think Albany's got a chance to be really, really good this year. We know they've got the pedigree. They know the road to AT&T Stadium. You can't overstate that.
If Albany has a defense, that's kind of wild. That's going to be incredibly beneficial because they're known for
offense, and they got the quarterback back in Ben West. Albany starts the year number 6 in Dave Campbell's Texas football. To the top 5 we go. How about a bit of a wild card? The number 5 team in Dave Campbell's Texas football, the Grapeland Sandies, start the year number 5 in Dave Campbell's Texas football, and I am buying stock in Grapeland.
Get it?
I really like what this team has coming back, especially defensively. Cooper Sheridan, their linebacker, plays like a man on fire. And, by the way, they got a state champion head coach taking over in Terry Ward, a guy who knows his way around a state championship. This is a team that I think has a chance to make that big-time step, especially when they've got guys like B.J. Lamb who can play all over the field. I like this Grapeland team. They start the year number 5 in Dave Campbell's Texas football. Number 4, it's the favorite in Region 1. The Stratford Elks start the year number 4 in Dave Campbell's Texas football. And look, even just looking from a 50,000-foot view, I think it's easy to see why. This was a regional finalist a year ago. They went 8-6, really peaked late, and a team that brings back 16 starters from last year's team, most notably Britt McQuitty and Luden Romero, kind of a 1-2 punch in the running game. I think that this team has a chance to really capitalize on that run they made last year. I think that they are poised to be a favorite in Region 1. Stratford starts the year number 4 in Dave Campbell's Texas football. Into the top 3, back to Region 2, it's the Hamlin Pied Pipers start the year number 3 in Dave Campbell's Texas football, and another team that I feel like you should buy stock in. A state quarterfinalist from a year ago out of the regional final, and this is a team that is loaded, especially defensively. Austin Lozano is back. So is Javon Williams, the defensive back. They've got playmakers who are just juniors in Jackson Cepeda and Braden Warner. I like this Hamlin team a lot, and I think they're ready for prime time. This team is loaded. They were young a year ago. I think they're ready for prime time. Hamlin starts the year number 3 in Dave Campbell's Texas football. To number 2, it's the Falls City Beavers start the year number 2 in Dave Campbell's Texas football. Coach Britt Hart has a team that's loaded with experience and loaded with playmakers. Brady Lissy, their quarterback, is going to step in and be that guy. And I know there are going to be people who look around and say, "Oh, well, they lost their best player. They lost their quarterback." I don't think that's going to be a problem. Right. I think Brady Lissy is ready to step in.
Keyshawn Johnson was awesome.
Johnson was awesome. That's not to take anything away from him. But I think that Brady Lissie is going to step in and be that guy, making that transition from running back to quarterback. And beyond that, Falls City is great when Falls City has a defense. Falls City's got a defense, y'all. Kevin Gendrush is back at the linebacker spot to lead the way. Bret Hart's got a squad, guys. They're the favorite in Region 4. Falls City starts near number 2 in Dave Campbell's Texas football. Which leaves just one team, the number 1 team in the state. You guessed it.
It's already up.
Oh, the Mart Panthers. Mart's number 1 in Dave Campbell's Texas football. And I'll say this. I don't think they're a prohibitive favorite. I think they're a favorite. I think that they are, of course, the state champion, the back-to-back state champion, the 2-time defending state champion. They deserve that respect. And they will get Kyler Martin back. From everything we hear, he's going to be healthy.
Yeah.
The quarterback
He's
spot
working to get back.
hardly mattered last year when they got into Roger L. Freeman.
Sure, just running the defensive end at quarterback.
Who is a superstar as well.
Yeah.
I think Tony Sanchez is an underrated guy for this Mart defense. And Mart is loaded. And beyond that, I think they got one of the best coaching staffs in the state. Plain and simple, what Kevin Hoffman has built down there is built to last.
Yeah.
Now, I will say last year, we started talking about Mart as a prohibitive favorite. I'm not sure they're that
There's just more
favorite
question
this year.
marks.
There's more question marks, and I think the division's better.
Yeah, that's true. And you talking to Hoffman, he's not, he doesn't mince words about their youth.
Yeah.
Right? He says, like, hey, we're going to be rolling, because I asked him about the upcoming Refugio game, right? The tables are kind of swapped, right? Last year, Refugio was the team probably a year away. This year, Mart's the team that's younger going in against an experienced seasoned Refugio squad. And he's like, I'm going to be going down 3 hours away with a bunch of babies, with a bunch of sophomores and some freshmen too, right? Like, he's going to be playing a lot of first-year varsity players in an incredibly challenging game. They play Franklin again, right? Like, they're going to be tested so early. And granted, that could also pay dividends, getting them those lumps early, and then that by the time district rolls around, playoffs roll around, they're ready to go and they're humming. So who knows?
It's going to be interesting. Mart starts year number 1 in Dave Campbell's Texas football, but I think 2A Division 2, and I think, as you said, I think Kevin Hoffman would admit it. I think there's a lot of teams out there that are good enough if things break right, that they can nip them. And I think that this is going to be a really, really interesting year in 2A Division 2, and those are our top 10. Of course, expanded rankings in the 2019 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football hits newsstands the first week in July, or you can get it mailed directly to you at texasfootball.com/insider.